Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I looked into the surveyor thing,
Oh.
so I've got just a little bit of stuff there for you guys. The
Very
last two are the stuff that you guys gave me,
Okay.
but I had two other counties send me what they had put in for their resolutions.
Okay.
And then just some notes on that front page, and then they sent me the statute about it, so.
Okay.
I just printed all that.
Perfect,
Figured
thank
that'll
you.
help you guys figure it out. But they
Alright.
said they'd probably just, whoever the current one is and whoever they recommend, they'd
Go with
probably
them.
just go with them. Would be
Okay.
easiest. So
Thanks for
whatever
looking
you
into
guys
that.
feel like is the best
Okay.
option. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
See ya.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Great.
That was dropped off this one.
Yeah, okay. Let's look at it. Morning.
Good morning. Linda. Thank you.
Did Mary get better? Yeah, she had to get some different antibiotics. She said she couldn't want that. The first antibiotic, I think was Strobin.
She have something on the trip?
No, I think she's had an infection in her tooth.
Ooh.
So she's still on?
No, she's here.
Oh, is she?
Takes a lot to keep her.
I know it does, that's why I wondered, I knew she was in pain the other day.
Kept telling her Friday, go home, go home. Finally, she left.
Morning.
Morning. Morning. What you doing? Great.
T-ball last night. And the dirt just blew, it's horrible. Sometimes it was like, you just can't stop.
I was on the bed yesterday, and I got home, I got a sunburn, or
Right,
I didn't feel that hot.
yeah.
Have a good weekend? Or did you have a weekend?
I didn't have a weekend. I've got a trial for 3 days starting Wednesday in Johnson County against the Attorney General.
Oh, joy.
So if you want to have a discussion about narrow corridor annexations, I'm your man.
That's over Gardner.
Huh?
Gardner.
Edgerton.
Edgerton.
Yeah, so I was preparing all weekend for that.
Fun stuff.
That's the life we lead.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't get our new bear put out this weekend, like I was going to. So, do you guys remember where we had that bald eagle wooden sculpture as you pulled into the lake there, and well, someone hit that thing again.
You need to rethink placement.
Oh, no, I'm gonna keep it there, but there's gonna be three-inch steel poles that are gonna go in the ground on every side of it, painted with a bright yellow, and maybe a flashing light on top. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I asked Mary, I said, how they get off of it? And apparently, when they hit it, it must have went fast enough and went over it.
Oh, my.
Like during the night, during the day,
During the day.
Wow.
Yeah, we were gonna try and get our bear put up. I went and got a new bear, and so he's gonna hold a sign that says, kind of tells, camping this way, or, boat ramps, event center this way, and I was like, well, this would be a good way to, people will see it, and,
yeah, it's like they're thinking, that just looks horrible, they're
It
do
does.
something and,
Yeah.
the bear looks.
Well, we've been trying to find someone
Right.
that is, when it was all said and done, it was $590 for
Are they plastic? Or fiberglass or?
the bear.
Yeah.
Wooden. It's carved out of wood, wooden.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah.
Put a
so
sign on that says, please don't hit me.
yeah. I come in peace.
Instead of don't feed, don't hit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But so yeah, and then we had someone try it. So like when we rent out the paddle boats and everything, we somebody need to stay in the cove or right around the cove. And in the cove, it was tolerable yesterday, and it's what my one worker was telling me, but. And they can't keep an eye constantly on everyone that's out there. And someone took a paddle boat out yesterday and went for for an extended ride, and let's just say they never made it back.
I wonder why.
It's always something. I was thinking it was usually what happens is you've got one of the kids that, we've got a cleat there where we hook them to.
Right.
I've had it a couple times where instead of them, undoing the lock, running it through the cleat and locking it, they just set it over top of the cleat, and then so you can just lift it right off and someone will take it for a joyride and it'll be somewhere on the lake.
Fun and games, right?
Oh, yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, the madness begins this week. Trying to get everything ready before everyone gets there on Saturday.
It's all booked up.
Why are you doing it, well, why are they doing it a week early?
It always does it that way. When 4th of July doesn't fall on a Saturday, I think they've always
It
done
makes more
it.
sense to do it on the 5th than me.
It does. It's always the week, they said
Yeah.
the weekend before.
I mean, I don't, after, for us, it's kind of nice, because we get 2 solid weekends in a row. Because
Sure.
people are camping for the 4th, and then you get some people that want to come in, the weekend before to watch the fireworks too, so. Yeah, so that's,
But yeah, the way it falls, it would make sense to do it on the
To me it would, but that's just me.
hey, that's the chamber's deal.
Yeah.
We just get to the place to have it at,
Yeah.
and, we benefit.
Okay, well, my purse is upstairs, so get whatever you need. You can tell that yet. Are you ready to go? I made the motion to shut. Okay.
It's like all that dirt blowing last night. Jeez.
At the T-ball game,
Yeah.
my daughter decided to find plenty of it when she was running around and coming into home, and she decided she was gonna slide.
Slide.
Is that Z?
Yeah. No, that was Addie.
That was Abby?
That's Addie, yeah. Zoe was already just playing in it most of the time.
What is it, told me, don't you kick that dirt that he's out with his hands into that one. This is dirty no matter what.
So they hit the ball and it just go?
It was wrong.
Get her to sign her life for
Yeah.
Make sure it's blank.
It is blank. I'm not so that it was a free, I don't have a fee. You don't lose it. Thanks, honey.
Yep, 9 o'clock. Call meeting order. We're pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kurt, what you got?
Oh, we got some equipment that's just not work. We've got one more we're gonna try and run this year still, and it has been giving us some trouble. We've had to replace 2-wheel motors on it, and with the rising cost of price coming down the line, instead of foregoing till next year like I originally planned. Right now, like I said, we're down a mower as we're working on it. I think we've got it kind of figured out, but it's out of warranty now.
Okay.
This mower is, and so I went and locally and priced some here with these. These are a Hustler Hyperdrive mower, which is, they've got a more robust wheel and pump motor system in them, so they've got a 3,000-hour warranty on them, opposed to a 5-year, 3,000-hour warranty. So these are actually like the wheel and drive motors. They put in small skid steers. So they're only using like 10 to 15% of the capacity of this actual. So you're not going to have, and that's what we've had problems with on this mower, even after they've been fixed. So.
And you got budget for this?
Yeah, it's in my improvement fund on that, and able to get us back up and going, and then I think relieve it. This in the mower that's got 1,000 some hours on it right now, and it's getting pretty beat up.
Okay, here are
and I'm recommending, I know it's a little bit higher, I think it was around $400, but to go with Sam's Equipment Sales here in Holton. They were all very competitive bids.
I think, just from looking them over, I put them from lowest to highest. So, then I sorted them out there for you. I think that, and with the one that bid, I think we've had trouble with them in the past, so we want to go back and start that process over again. So.
And now, that was a different store though, I will mention that.
Yes, no, I agree.
I went to the Lawrence store when I got that.
Okay.
So I had a lot better talk, we'll just say, when I got that bid.
Sure.
And seemed a lot nicer to deal with on the
I
phone.
think for the difference in price between traveling from here to there, if you have to take it back and move it around,
100%.
I think going from here to Sam's would be the smartest thing to do, because you're going to eat that cost up traveling.
Oh, time. And that's what, being able to go out there, and we tried quite a few different ones, and, honestly, this is the next best one that we found, and the warranty. So this is a 5-year, 1,200-hour warranty on the engine and, the mower itself, and it's got lifetime warranty on frame. So it's just, the warranty is what kind of drove me to try and, one of these out there, and the fact that the whole life of that mower, that we're probably going to keep it for, that, because at 3 years, we're kind of getting to that 1,200-hour range, which is where we're at now. So you still got 2 more years, year-wise, not hour, but.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be able to keep these things 100% under warranty, by the time we're wanting to get rid of them. And if we do have problems, man, 5 minutes away to get stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. I think, for me, I think probably going with the local bid, even though it is just a bit higher, if you figure fuel costs, travel time, your time, I think it makes more sense to do that than do the other bid from Lawrence.
The grass flap,
So I put those on all my mowers. they're actually a dealer for them out there, so I had them quote it, but none of the other three wanted to mess with it on their quote because they're not dealers for them. So I'm just going to buy that separate and have them put it on. So that's why I negated that out of there.
Okay,
Since
but
they
yeah, that was my point, was the other two didn't bid it.
Right, because they didn't want, that's why I took it off. And I'm just gonna put that on a separate invoice, or however you want me to do it. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
since they didn't want to add that in there or mess with it, which is no big deal. That's a must-have for us out there, because when we're mowing around in campers, and you're, those side discharge mowers, you can just, you punch it with your foot, and then puts the flap down over your discharge chute, so as you're mowing by a structure, or say a mower, that way nothing goes out and like throws a rock or anything like that. And then once you're past it, punch it again, flips it up, and you're just mowing like normal then. It's in lieu of buying a rear discharge mower. This is your option for that, because, with the side discharge mower, I mean, we get behind on so much stuff, and it's so much cleaner with the side discharge,
Sometimes you have to, with the rear discharge, you have to go over twice.
Yeah, I mean, there's pluses, but I did quote a rear discharge, they were $900 higher for a rear discharge, because you've got a few more moving parts and different stuff. And they're a little harder to maintenance in the long run, because you've got underneath that rear engine bay, you've got metal plates everywhere, so it's not constantly all that, going up on there. But, and we went through, and like I said, we tried to do our due diligence and find something that's going to, one, save our bodies, out there, because it's godly rough, and two, have something that's got a good warranty on it.
Well, entertain a motion for a mower.
I move we purchase the Hustler from Banner Creek, the reservoir from same equipment service for $18,679.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to purchase a Hustler hybrid drive 72-inch mower from Sam's Equipment in Holden for $18,679. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
We've had a lot of compliments on our dust control out there. Very happy with it. To be able to get that done.
Good.
I think that's something going forward. Now that we've got the rock and that done, that we're just gonna keep doing that going forward and be able to.
Okay.
Otherwise, hope to see y'all Saturday if you're not. Don't have any plans. I think they've got a pretty cool day planned out with lots of vendors and stuff for food vendors. Oh, we are planning on August 9th, just so you guys know as well. We're going to have a band out at the event center that offered to play for. It's been the price of the band's been taken care of, and so on. And I'm gonna call it probably the official grand opening. I know we had the breakfast out there, appreciation breakfast, but on August 9th. And Mercer Q Barbecue is going to be there, and we're going to have them set up inside and serving food. And Cricket Kicks, I think, is who's going to be playing out there. So if you guys aren't doing anything out there, then we're going to have we're still in the planning stage, but I'm going to say it's probably 5, 6-ish right around in there, till 9 or 10. And then I've been working with Alex and, kind of getting some guesstimates on food and stuff like that, for how many people to prepare for. I mean, it's
That's one of those good figure out deals.
right. I mean, just,
Yeah.
but I think you just, like I told him, I said, we're planning for a couple, 200, 300, and then people get there and get to eat. If we're gonna have a pulled pork and then brisket sandwiches and.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott? Jump right in here. How are you this morning? Good.
To make the service updates.
These are in the budget, right?
Yes.
Okay.
These are length of service, not promotion.
No.
From 9 days. Working out very well. We got a deal from Mid-States again the other day, that they're gonna increase the prices, here next month, so, haven't heard anything from Soldier Quarry. Just gonna invite you guys who want to maybe go to Soldier and stockpile some rock. Greg said you increase prices, you're gonna check with it first if they're gonna increase. Normally, they don't till the first of the year. We know we got, the year run project coming up. Stockpile that rock.
I check with them and see when they're gonna raise their prices out there.
Okay.
How much are we getting raised at Mid-States?
They didn't say, they just said there will be an increase.
And when are we going to get that? When
I
are we
believe
gonna
it
put it out?
start, I believe it start next month.
I'd like to see a price sheet before then.
Huh.
Cause didn't they just increase it
First of the year.
end of the year, wasn't it?
Well, first part of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, first part in, but we're 6 months in. We're getting another price increase.
Dirt down at landfill, we got all that from the drive here a few years ago, they had like 500 loads of dirt they brought in, that's getting low. So any place, if you guys go, we'll get some dirt. let us know.
I was out there the other day dumping, and Ed said something about all that dirt that's up there in the new project on 75.
Yeah, they don't know when.
They indicated that it was ours, so that he could have it.
They also told me that they didn't know when they would be done with it. So,
Yeah.
what project it could be, a couple years down the road. What project is this?
The 75 project, the hemp factory, and
The tribe's doing, truck stop, all that.
all that pile of dirt up there. He told, like I said, he indicated when I took that stuff out there in the dump that they were gonna haul it for him and start hauling it, so I don't know. No clue.
But anyway, I do have Billy Price, been talking to him today, if I can get ahold of him. They've got some stockpiles in some other places, to try those.
Where was Ed getting his information from?
I have no idea.
Well, I know Billy Price, he's the, one of the guys, main guys down there at Tribe, so I know he comes in there and he's, talking to him, let him out. Plus, the stuff on over there, we've known about for a couple of years, but it's just, when they're done with it,
Yeah.
maybe a couple of years down the road, would be more.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So, anyway, Deer Run project over here, City Holton's put a power pole in today. They got one at the front end they're putting in, and they're adding one at the back, between, HB's got all their stuff disconnected up there. Giant, got a whole, what they finally called it Friday, and so they could probably have their stuff moved in the next couple of weeks. So that's moving along pretty good. We've got a lot of trees cleared out of there. I'm gonna meet with, Brandon and, Matt, around 11 o'clock today, depending on how all this goes. We talked about that corner right there, through one, with all the trees down on the bottom end. The gentleman would like to keep some of those. I said, well, I mean, it's more priority to get them out and get that shade off the road in the winter time. And he goes, well, I agree. He says, you shoot from that mailbox up the hills, just not the ice all. So
Guess
that's
what?
the reason, that's the reason when we go, you know, so. That walk has been allowing us to get water up there. We've been doing a lot of tube washing. We've had, 9 washings last week that we did. They've allowed us to get water up there, so that saved us a lot of, travel time, you know, coming back here to get water, so we appreciate it in the Milwaukee area. The tubes I talked to you guys about out here on the 254 the other day, about the 2 tubes we put in, we have some wash. Matt's got that all fixed up now, put it back in place. This week, got some ditching on Key Road between 110 and 118. We did some, that's ditching and washing to do, 75 on Key Road. Hauled no rock last week. This week, we got some ditching over here at 246B, we're trying to get done, before the spring gets here. Got one mower that's down, the box is tore up, so we're working on parts for that. But we do have the operator, with that tree, she's got it on here. Okay, and then, we've got some renewals on our CDLs, for some of the guys, just annual renewals that's coming up. A couple of them haven't done this last week, we got a couple more coming up next month.
Renewals on their CDL.
CDL, they just, they have to go in, you know, every year and get their license done and things. This is just their, like, I guess,
Driver's license.
Right, but they're doing it on company time?
we usually allow a few hours to do that.
Huh.
I've got no problem with them renewing it on our time because it's for us, so if they don't renew them, they don't have drivers.
No, well, no, it's their response, I mean, they can take that CDL and go anywhere they want to with it.
True.
But that's,
It's just, like I said, been done
yeah,
before I was over there.
okay.
Let's see. Then, Mary had a question, her 6 months is up. Is she staying full-time or part-time? I told her that she is in the budget for next year, so I would assume that.
How close are they to getting everything back in? They just got, I mean,
The time cards are all back in. Jennifer's still working on the diesel, the diesel tax and the exchange portion of it. Mary's doing things, you know, now, 2025, so it's getting closer. I honestly think stay busy with her, you know, the whole time.
okay,
Because we're finding that some things in the past, I don't think were ever passed on to Linda and Caitlin when she was there, you know, and Nancy and Twyla. So I think there's some things that weren't getting done that aren't getting done now, you know, with the STAR program. They can get it entered properly, so we can track things a lot better. So I don't know how to keep her on.
any budgeted her for next year?
Next year.
And did you have them doing anything with parts inventory or anything like that?
Not yet, but like I said, they're still working on that stuff.
They could keep a better track of inventory of parts.
Yeah, they enter all the stuff in, but as far as, you know, guys come in and write the things out that they need, yeah, we could get better control of that.
There's plenty of money in there to keep paying her.
I'm sorry.
Is there plenty of money in there to keep paying her to finish out the year?
For 25.
Yeah, because we never replaced, you know, limits. That's kind of where that money is coming from, so. We good?
Yeah, I think I am.
I'd like to reevaluate in 6 months and see where we're at. I would
Sure.
like a more detailed list of what she's actually doing, and then once we get to it caught up, if what new assignments you're gonna be giving her, make sure there's work.
Yeah, I think what we talked about originally, you know, after we got everything caught up and in, and have them take over parts inventory and things like that, I think that's a, you know, that's a very good idea. Until they're caught up, I don't think we look at that, so yeah, let's reevaluate in 6 months.
And this, Tony Bray over here, called and thanked us on B and 278 for mowing, so we're real nice.
Okay.
He was confident. That's all I have.
I just had one thing, last Monday I talked to a gentleman from up northern half of county, northern part, very northern, he's close to Brown and Ashton line. And he said the minimum maintenance roads up here has not been touched all year. So I said grass is, you know, 3 foot high in the middle of the road, they haven't been touched, so.
Did you get some roads done?
What's that?
Did he tell you any roads?
No, he did not.
Numbers?
He did not, he's all over up there, he farms up there, and he's all over up in that part of
Like,
county.
I was renting some of them last week, that area and, Brandon's area. And the grass I saw in the middle of the road wasn't ever this high, but the roads were smooth, they
Yeah.
were rutted. Could tear something up, it's.
That doesn't need to be torn up, yeah, no, I understand.
You know, so. Okay, I think those.
Okay. Yeah, just whoever's up in that area, just have them, you know, make sure that they're looking at those and,
This is voluntary.
okay.
I don't know if you guys heard, last Thursday, his wife called him in the hospital, he has chest pains.
Hadn't heard it.
And ended up, so they drained, 10 pounds of fluid from around his heart. But they released him the next day. Not sure if he's here for today.
Sure,
So he's,
okay.
Quick Samster update, how is that moving forward, or is this anybody? I know you're talking to him, right?
yeah, got with Bryson, we went down, you know, he was talking about those cables, so we went down the white strip here, last week, and we looked at the, motor grader, about putting it in there, and each grader's different, so I think this, you know, it's not gonna be just, we're gonna plug into everything and be fine. The box that we took down, it's got the radio and everything mounted in it, it's got a hole in it for the diagnostic plug. When you pull that out, the new diagnostic plug is smaller, so it doesn't fit, but right above it, there's a knockout, that we can knock out, and that plug will fit right in. So Bryce says, I don't see an issue with this one here. He goes, well, it's addressed, some of the other ones don't have that knockout in. I said, we'll just have to look at them and figure each one of them out, so.
What size knockout is it?
No, it's probably about that.
I mean,
Inch and
3/4?
inch and eighth, quarter, something like that, inch and quarter.
Get a knockout push, knock it out, and go down the road.
To me, it's just, you know, go figure it out and put it in.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you need to get knockout punches for it, just go down the graders, get a knockout punch and do it. I
Like I
don't
said,
even have one at home.
me looking at it, we wanted to do, you know, so.
Okay,
So, you think having your other mechanic look at it, just give that project to him?
I think
He's more of a troubleshooter?
I think
That's what I would do. I mean, you need to put somebody on it who sees the problem, then figures out a way to fix the problem without going, we got a problem. I mean, let's just get it solved.
And that's what I think, I'm kind of looking for is we did a good solid try on our end to fix it. There's something inherent in that doesn't work. Call St. Sarah and just shrug or leave it. Then I've got background to go through. So, these kind of things, yeah, you're right. If there's any way to bring them that work, then, because I think they're more gonna argue about, well, if there's a cord link problem or whatever, then that's fair. It's the software or whatever, yeah. If it's just, particularly in equipment.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's just like an automobile, every year they change something on them, say it's a F-150 or whatever.
Right.
Have
Yeah.
different holes and different mounts, and that's the same with our grader, we don't have all one year, so yes, there are
Or
changes.
the same dealer.
Right.
Okay.
Anything else?
All I have.
We got to try to get together this afternoon, finish budget stuff.
Yes, for a work session, at 1 o'clock.
Is that it? Thank y'all.
All right, thank you.
Did Gary tell you we're gonna try and keep this photo tomorrow?
Yes.
Like 7:50, 7:55, that good stuff? Okay, all right. I'll see you in the
Very
morning.
good.
My notes remember.
And I'm guessing if we are looking, all of these payroll changes have been budgeted.
Can I see the one on Burton Bridge? She did that was telling us.
All the sheriffs and stuff are.
I need to give a Scott and get a date on that one.
Get a date?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to hold off on that one?
Well, you can go ahead and sign it, she's only just to get a date from Scott
Okay.
to which date for sure.
No, this is the mower. We have some exchanges. Okay, who is Kelly Gerhardt Pruett?
Kelly?
What's his signature? Kelly Gerhardt Pruett. Who is that? All right, never mind.
Did a national choir, the three-headed baby.
There you go. Well, I was trying to think, do I have some relation around here? All right.
Are there usually lines on these or something? This looks different.
Well, that's what I thought. That kind of threw me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
Yeah,
looks
there is, but
I
we
was-
had problems getting them to work.
Oh, I was gonna say, because it looks different.
I think she got them sent before she printed them, so she just printed them on her.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I think we better. Did you see where Kate had added the paper for that new person, not person, but
No,
to replace the zoning
Yeah,
board?
no, I did not see that. I don't think I bought a paper this weekend,
She had added there.
or last week.
Yeah, so I thought we were gonna hold off.
Yeah,
I don't know whoever told her.
right, yeah.
Everybody got everything signed?
Order on.
Okay.
Good,
I like your sheet.
thank you.
Makes my job easier.
Well, that's the first time I've made anybody's job easier.
into executive session for, start off 10 minutes for attorney-client privilege contract negotiations.
I move we go into executive session for the purpose of attorney-client privilege for 15 minutes,
15.
starting at, is that what you said?
I said 10, 15,
Oh,
correct. Then
15.
let's just, yeah.
Starting at 9:37, down 9:36, so we'll wait 1 minute. Be open here in this room.
Who's present?
Clerk? Yeah, clerk and commissioner concerns.
Second.
Probably moving second to go into executive session for attorney-client privileges for contract negotiations. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Nothing too earth-shattering, guys.
Which is good, we like that.
It's just kind of business as usual so far this morning. Roads, you know.
Well, I called 2 months ago to get on the agenda, so I'm working with the mayor of fire. And so I never did hear back, so we're just showing
Oh,
up.
I think it'll be fine.
We might get through it out.
They don't have a lot.
If they throw us out, we'll be glad.
Ooh, then there's a story.
Yeah, that'll be a story.
He'll know how to handle it.
I think so.
I got a karaoke machine.
Yeah. Gentlemen,
Yes.
they're here.
Good morning.
We are with the mayor of fire department. I just wanted to give you some information on us, what we have. One member leaving, the other coming on. And
Come up, or?
Yeah, I think we need to make a change in the agenda, so
Okay.
I'll accept a motion to change the agenda to add Mayetta Fire Department representatives on.
right, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
It's probably moving second to amend the agenda to add Mayetta Fire Department representatives on. Come on up, guys. All in favor, or any further discussion?
Sit in that chair.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
I 2 weeks ago, I did call to get on the agenda, but I never heard back, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that's why I just didn't.
Sure.
I'm Bob Gay.
Really? Come on, Bob. Let everybody know who you
Okay, I
are.
did, all right, thank you. And do you know Gary
So
Thiessen?
everybody knows this Steve.
Oh, who would not know him?
We've met a few times along the road, Gary. That's been a long time ago.
Delaney Miller left, moved to Topeka.
Oh, okay.
I got her final time. Here's who is on the fire board
Okay.
and their position. And we, the lady that passed away, were on the bowls,
Mm-hmm.
left 4 of us, the 2 fire departments, quite and us, and a considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
And 2 humane societies, I don't know if you remember that.
I do, yeah.
That's nice.
Very kind of her.
And we built another building in Mayetta, and we're dedicating that to her for her generous gift.
Very cool.
I've got to go upstairs and give them the update for next year. And
You might just give that list of names to our clerk over here, that way she can make
That
a
was, she
copy
makes
of
a
it
copy of it, makes
for those
it.
minutes. Thank you.
oh, thank you. And the replacement was Rhonda Tracy. And we've got the best fire board member we could ever want.
Good chair, anyway.
Background is phenomenal and does a lot of good stuff. But we all lived on 190th, Ron, Tracy, and myself, and Gary.
I did, I'm out on the beaver now.
Yeah.
You ought to see the house he built.
Well, I appreciate you guys serving on board. We need people to volunteer for boards. And if we don't have volunteers, those services can deteriorate fast. So I really appreciate the fact when people pick up the slack and say, I'll volunteer, I'll do it. And typically it's with no thanks, and it's typically with no thanks. So I do
We
appreciate
don't
it.
want any credit, just, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
I've been there 12 years.
yeah.
Tim Morris, when we were embezzled all that money and whatnot, we still get a check from the federal government every 3 months. We get 10% of Von Traeger's retirement, so we get a check every third month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not now, not that we need it, but anyway.
Is Don Smith still on your board?
Who?
Don Smith?
Yes, he's the
Yeah.
president.
Yeah, that's what I thought, okay.
And he just had a major operation and came through flying colors.
Good.
So,
I need to reach out to him. He had told me what he had going on.
oh boy,
Okay.
yeah. Anyway,
Other than that, everything.
Wrong.
yeah, Rhonda Geisen has accepted the position to be on the board of Fairhaven. So,
Good.
a wonderful addition, actually. I mean, her background, she knows so much. You ought to see her detail is just, every word is actually, so it's kind of neat.
What's her
She's got
background?
a lot of business sense. I think she's gonna help us organize.
We're not ready for all that.
We don't wanna be too organized.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you found a good board.
Oh, yeah, it was his wife, in fact, recommended her, and she just lived down the road, half mile from me. And so man, I never thought of that, and that's great, boy, what a nice addition. So,
That's good.
Cool.
Couldn't talk Andy into serving with you?
do what?
I say you couldn't talk Andy into serving with you?
No.
We probably give the big fight.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad things are going well and hope it continues that way.
Yeah, it's very,
You have enough men and women for firefighters?
oh, yes, we're doing good,
It's
and,
amazing when you get a good board, those people come and they feel like they're well supported, and
Right.
that makes a huge difference.
and we try to do that, and, with his background and whatnot, I mean, that eliminates a lot of questioning that they would even have, so,
Yeah.
pretty good, very good. No major problems ever, and
Well, good.
our meetings are strictly all business, that's what I like about it. There and everything done. He fills in for everything, he's our at-large everything. He's our president, vice president, secretary, you should see.
I've been a really poor secretary.
Well, we can almost read the note. I mean, I can just imagine what it was like, you writing something people up when they were misbehaving.
Just get big old check marks there, right?
You got it.
Minutes and the arrest report really don't have a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, guys, I do thank you for your service. We really appreciate, like he said, volunteers that we have in the county, and I hope you will pass that on to the rest of your board also. We
Yeah.
appreciate them.
I shall go upstairs and we're done at the courthouse.
All right, sounds
Thank you
good,
very
Bob.
much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
everything.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure,
You
sir.
be careful.
Oh, well.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bob, thanks. Yeah. Tell Don
Thanks,
to
Gary,
say hello.
appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll reach out to him.
Come and see the pumpkin farm sometime.
I will.
Take care.
See you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay. Yeah, go upstairs.
Please. Sir. Todd, did you have anything for us?
Yeah, I don't think anything big, we're still moving on a couple of things, but, Chris has sent me this, thing from the Brown County had adopted. Just give that to them.
Oh, for the multi-county health?
Yeah, they know about them asking.
Yeah, well, explaining this, it looks like right now under Kansas law, the health department is required to do a sanitary inspection of the school. And the section just says, they shall do inspection of schools. And I don't know what, it doesn't have details, so I'm assuming there's regulations or something, and maybe rules about that, but I have no earthly idea what that entails.
From what,
But
what I was told is that the county health department is right now required to go into schools and do this. None of them, from my understanding, have done it in years, okay?
so this is good.
I don't know if I got an email on that or not. One of the things was, I heard KNZA, I heard the explanation on this also. One of the reasons is they have no authority to make the districts change anything. And so the legislature just passed a deal that was going to,
They amended the
you
statute.
can opt in or not.
Yeah, well, they, in the manner of speaking, yeah, they changed the statute to say that that wasn't, everything else in that statute is required except for that. So that means that you guys can charter out of it.
Yes.
So, long story short, they're correct. You guys can charter out of that requirement. I did not look at this to see if they tracked with all this resolution, they created tracks completely with what is required for the charter, which is higher level of resolution than a regular resolution, meaning people can, there's a process whereby there can be a petition and challenge. But essentially it means that you're opting out of state law because it's not uniformly applicable. So, I guess the question I had is, I don't have a dog in the fight about the inspection. That's a policy question for you guys. And the only thing I would do is if you guys are good with the policy of doing this, I'd check the ordinance for propriety in regards to the rules about charter resolutions.
So, question though is, are the nurses, does Holton and Jackson Heights each have a nurse on staff?
Yes.
Okay. Are those nurses doing that inspection? And if so, then we would need our health department to do that inspection.
I don't think that, well, here, okay, I just forwarded you the original email, okay? And I'll just read it here so everybody can read it. It says, and this is from Christina Henry, who was the former executive director of the Northeast Kansas Multi-Health. Statutory changes in 2021 and 2022 required local health officers to begin completing school inspections in their county's public schools. This requirement did not give the health officer any guidance concerning the findings of those inspections, nor did it allow any ability to demand that changes be made. Recently, the statute has been changed to allow county commissioners to adopt a resolution exempting their local health officer from these inspections. I've attached a copy of a resolution for Jackson County, which will need to be assigned a number and voted on by the Board of County Commissioners. I have included Amy Hallmeyer, RN health officer, and myself in the email. I'm on their board so that they may follow up on this request in the future. So, to me, they haven't been doing it because there's no guidance, number one, of what you're supposed to really be doing. I mean, walk through the school and look at it and say, yeah, okay, what am I looking for? I don't think that, and if they find something that they don't like, they can't require anybody to change it. So what are we wasting our time for? That's kind of my take on it.
They have no information to the opposite, so.
And I haven't heard anything from Amy saying, you know, hey, we need to keep this up. So I'm presuming that she is in favor of nixing it and not doing the inspections, because I don't think she was any.
She has not been.
I don't believe so. I don't think anybody has. From what I heard the last board meeting, I don't think anybody has been
Do
doing
you think
the
there's
inspections.
any advantage before we make this resolution that we reach out to all three superintendents and ask if they would like to have that service provided in some fashion? I mean,
We can do that, but then if we do that, we're going to have to get some kind of an agreement from the three superintendents that if the health officer finds a problem, that they will correct the problem, not just
I
say,
think
you
it
know,
would be
hey,
more of
this.
a recommendation. It would be more of just helping them to see.
I think, okay, if we're going to do
situations.
that, I think, first of all, I think I'd like to talk to Amy, get her up here and talk to her and see what she's looking for, what she,
I mean, it's not like it's not being done in other places, so, I mean, I just hate to eliminate it and find out afterwards that the schools are like, yeah, that'd be great service. Here's my recommendations, and then the superintendent can take it and go, here, school nurse, we need to fix these, and that be the end of it. It would be, you know, a service provided in some fashion, but we don't have to. I just thought it.
no, and that's fine. I'm just curious, you know, to get,
The question better be phrased as, what are the schools got in place for sanitary inspections right now? Meaning,
Yeah.
doesn't there, I mean, who does what? I mean, other,
that's the whole thing though. Is it sanitary inspections? Because it doesn't say that in here. It
Yeah,
just
well,
says a school nurse inspecting. Inspecting what?
yeah, well, that's, and maybe they are at the biggest loss as we are, just to say.
And I
We don't know what that means, and we don't, you know, we have our custodial staff, and they do the best they can, but nobody comes in. I mean, I tend to think of this as like, you know, bathrooms and more common, like kitchens and common areas than nurses' stations. I'm assuming the nurse would keep the nurses' area.
You would assume, but doesn't, yeah. Are they walking through, are they looking at the nurse's station, the way that is, your bathrooms, your locker rooms, those types of things, if they're seeing, you know, mold growing and stuff like that, okay, is that, I'm just saying.
What
it
do we,
wouldn't
what do we
work
say
to-
we call Amy right now and see if she can come up?
Yeah.
If she's here.
That we can reach out to our prospective school district superintendents and say, is that something that you see as a benefit, before we eliminate it?
Okay.
Most of them, they may all go, we're good.
Yeah.
And maybe they've all discussed it already.
Sure.
Well, I would have thought that this would have had, this change in the legislature would have had to come from somebody putting a bug in somebody's ear.
But the same thing is if some kid gets sick because of the sanitary condition at school, I think the first people in line to fire would be the school board, right?
Yeah.
The school or the school board, and does anybody think, well, the county should have been I mean, eventually, then, somebody may look at the statute and say, yeah, well, that's supposed to be Frederick County. And you guys would be in the line of fire then, but, I mean, my first reaction is, school's gotta be doing something.
This wasn't Brown County that opted out.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I think everybody from my understanding so far, everybody from northeast Kansas, Multi Health has,
Opted out.
yeah. So I mean, Brown, Anderson, and us.
That's
Well,
what I
no,
thought.
this is Christine, are you there? Hey, is Cindy already today? She was not there today, okay.
Can we have her next Monday?
Who's there?
Who would be there? They wanted to ask about the resolution.
Well, Amy's the health officer, so that would be who we would need to talk to.
But who's answering the phone?
Jen. Okay. Okay, thanks.
Is she not there every day?
She goes all three counties. She bounces and helps all three counties. They all do. So the health officer or in absence, sick or whatever, so bounce over there and play back and forth.
Hey, this is Christine with the county clerk's office, and the commissioners had some questions about that resolution. Would you be able to help them, or would we need to talk to Amy? Yeah. Oh, you didn't know anything about the Okay. Do you guys actually go in now and do the inspections? Okay. Can I put you on speakerphone? All right, hold on just a moment. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, this is Ally.
Hey Ellie, how you doing? It's Mark.
Good, how are you?
Great. Okay, so we're looking at the, this resolution to opt out of sending the health officer into, the schools to do the inspections. What are you guys actually looking for when you go into there? Because you're doing it right now.
Yes.
Okay, I was kind of under the impression that we weren't doing this.
And it's listed as a form that's just sitting on my desktop when we do this training. And I typically refresh the training every year before I do it. Because it's obviously, as a nurse, it's not my area of expertise. But through the training, they really break down. They want you to kind of look at, you know, is the plumbing working in the bathroom? You know, is the area clean? Are the boiler instructions up to date? And things like that, just more so like sanitary cleaning. And that's obviously, I don't know, okay, that's fine. You know, that's the area of concern. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing crazy. It typically takes maybe an hour per school going through, because it's not, or per district going through it, it takes a ton of time.
Okay. And apparently you have no teeth to be able to get them to change something. So if you find something, do you go back and look at it in a week or a month?
So thus far, I haven't come across anything. I will say last year, Jackson High wouldn't even let us, like their superintendent would even respond to us to get us in the door. I did it the year before, no issues, I walked through with their superintendent. This past year, he wasn't responsive at all to have us come, so we weren't able to do it last fall. But Royal Valley and Fulton haven't given us any issues.
So I guess that's where I'm kind of, if the schools, and you know, two of them are doing it, and last year you had problems with one, you have no teeth to be able to do anything, so is
Right,
it
but
even worth our time doing it?
Well, I don't think it's the fact that they have to have some teeth behind it is just a set of eyes, and here's my recommendations, and those recommendations are given to the superintendent so that the public knows this is what's been done. Thanks, we came in and did our work. If the superintendent or the school board chooses not to make the corrections, then it's on them.
Okay, let me ask you this though. Since right now you are required to do this.
Yes, it's a mandate. I could look up and tell you the actual.
No, you're fine, I can get it here. But you're required to do this.
Yes.
And Jackson Heights superintendent would not let you into the buildings,
Correct.
so where's your teeth there? What do you do?
So I think the next thing we would have done, were if that were to be continuing an issue this year, is probably reaching out to their school board and saying, hey, this is an issue that we're having with your
So
superintendent.
I would
Okay.
think it would be whoever represents, I don't know if either one of you guys have.
It'd be me, but
I would be contacting school board president saying, we're required right now, why is your superintendent not allowing our health nurse to come in?
well, I think that would be the health nurse's first stop would be there, and then if they didn't get anything there, then they would come to us. Don't you?
Sure,
I think that's
I
right.
mean,
six one, half dozen
Yeah.
other, whether you do it or whether the
yeah.
health nurse does.
But, okay, so are you, let me ask you this then. Is it your recommendation that we do not opt out of these inspections?
Amy, I didn't know that email was being sent. We would be fine completing the inspection.
Completing the inspections, okay? All right, that's all we need to know.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, Ally, thank you very much.
Uh,
Bye-bye. So then, it's consensus of the board that we're not going to adopt the resolution opting out of the school inspections.
I think so. I'd at least like the opportunity to visit with our superintendent and say, do you see this as a benefit?
Okay, so you want to just table it until next week?
I think so.
Okay.
And if you want to reach out to the superintendent up at Jackson Heights and Holton, but I think if they're doing it and they're willing to do it,
It's pretty cheap political insurance.
for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
And at the end of the day, it's up to the superintendent and the school board to make them known that your superintendent A isn't allowing this in, or
they're not doing the correction.
they're not getting the things that need to be corrected.
yeah, well, I think first thing would be that, you know, by statute, they have to let them in to do this right now, unless we
They
opt
do.
out.
No,
So,
I know
Yeah.
they do, and it's just not happening.
Okay. Get that, Ally? Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll table that, I'll try to get a hold of Jackson Heights Superintendent, you want to get a hold of Trevor,
Do
and,
they have a new superintendent this year?
I don't know,
I thought they did.
I'm not sure.
Which one?
Jackson Heights,
They have a different principal, high school principal. I think it's the same superintendent.
Okay.
Same super, okay.
Same super, different principal.
I think yeah, the other guy left. and-
Yeah, he used to be at Roanoke Valley.
Right.
Right, yeah.
okay,
Education's a revolving door a lot of times.
He's the guy that would wear the kilt.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a fine guy.
all right.
As a dress, when they dressed up.
Yeah.
People really liked him.
They
He
did.
was yeah.
He was
I don't really know what.
former Air Force
Yeah.
veteran, yeah, good guy. Science teacher, I think, originally.
Yeah, something like that. I
And a
think.
Scotsman?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, he was. There he is.
Still is.
Yeah, he'd come to graduation, he'd wear that suit and tie and kilt. So we tabled that?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't think I have anything else unless you guys have questions.
The only other thing, Mark, would be, while Todd's still here, is the information that Gerhardt brought down about the surveyor.
Yeah, and you guys have discussed that, and I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm not
the-
sure what that was about.
I think basically the firm that's doing the surveying checkups for the county, so they do 50 different counties, whatever it is. So if something comes in, a plat or whatever,
It's a real survey from an outside party.
correct, it goes on to them to have it checked, to make sure it's correct, and then we pay them for that service.
And the register of deeds then reports after.
Yes. There you go. And so they're leaving or retiring, or,
Retiring, yeah.
and so their recommendation, it was Schmidt, I think, and I think their recommendation now is,
Tim Sloan.
SMH Consultants out of, Manhattan.
Yeah, Tim Sloan.
Yeah,
Familiar with that.
yeah. So that would be my recommendation, that we would just, have a formal resolution making them, or
Do they give you a contract or anything, or?
No, may have to. Do we need a contract or we do,
We had a copy of the resolution, didn't we?
yeah, just a resolution?
Okay, well, yes, I don't think I saw that, maybe I missed it.
I can, give you all this.
So you need a new resolution hiring this county's
I
surveyor.
think just a resolution. And
I'm not answering this, yeah, you might,
there's,
Well, here's an agreement in here with Jamie Schmidt, is that what you just gave me? Okay.
We have one type.
well, it's based, okay, the resolution's short, the agreement's attached.
yes.
Okay. So, okay, I'll take a look and see what we need to get.
We have one typed up and ready to go to Thomas and City.
Yes, please. It's resolution or agreement? Oh. Yes. I'm too used to being the call saying, write the agreement and resolution and you come out and fix the water line.
I mean, we can delete it all.
No. All for it. Okay.
I do appreciate Gerhardt did some research and looked around, and there's a lot of people using this outfit. They'll be reliable.
And that's gotta be done too. Commissioner Dees has to file those. That's dependent on it.
So you're gonna drop a contract or
No,
an agreement?
I'll make suggested changes if necessary, find contract data
Okay.
before it's in. All right, anything else for me?
I can't think of anything. You guys? All right.
No,
We go to
it's
your
trial
other-
prep.
All right. For narrow what?
Narrow corridor.
So basically, that was a small strip of land that they were able to use that to connect a larger
Yeah, well,
facility.
there's a big
the
piece of
inbound
property that
center.
has a little toe on it that goes out about 700 feet.
And it connected the inbound center.
Yeah, something that the logistics park. I mean, the source case for this was City of Mulvane versus Sonoma County. We did a 5-mile long, 100-foot wide strip to connect the city to a casino that was on the turnpike.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So that obviously is a, 5-mile long, 100-foot wide strip adjoining road right of way is
Yeah,
almost certainly a narrow corridor.
I don't see the one you're talking about, because I remember when Lee was talking about that.
Yeah, it's neighbors not happy with sharing
They're funny.
rural places with a burgeoning county, so
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
All right.
Have you ever been through that inbound center, or been around it down there?
No,
The rail system and stuff,
I've seen it from a distance, but
yeah,
can't say that I've enjoyed it.
well,
Hey, I forgot to ask you when you were in here.
one for you to have Kate come down, there was a couple things that we tabled from last week, had to do with, the investigation, new buildings that have been found, the
Okay.
new barns and how we were gonna approach that. And we decided to wait till you were here. so
Okay,
we could get
yeah,
everybody's-
well, we did kick down there.
I just was reading the minutes here.
Yeah. Keith, are you still looking for a kid?
No.
He says no. we're not.
Hey, you put that in paper too, Ellen.
No, don't have a shot.
I already,
Do you need some food?
Who has it? Who has it?
Should have the road bridge.
Huh?
It should have got the road bridge.
Oh, well, I'll take it if it's out there.
No, well, he says he'll take it then.
If it's tamed, I don't want, yeah. I don't want to have this. I have plenty of more.
Okay, well, you can let him know. Okay.
And if you don't want it, I'll leave it.
Oh, wait, I need Nate.
Well, that, go ahead, and just stop by there and grab it.
No, I can't, I'm on the bike. I'll come back
You
in.
have side by.
Yeah, but it's, I go to the back. Can you see that thing when I open the back?
Wow.
He had a little helmet.
Yeah.
A little bag right in.
Ah, shoot.
And then also the 0.404% sales tax, we tabled that also.
Okay.
So
Is that for
Thank you.
we'll go with it, yeah, just
Yeah.
get on the, whether to put it on the election, but really the thing that we need is to move ahead with it so that Christie can reach out to our state rep and
Yep.
get them to support it, get it through, and then we'll get it put on the agenda for the fall, or on the ballot.
Yeah, about the fall.
Scott will call you about the kid.
You'll probably bring it up here at 1 o'clock.
Well, I think Jennifer was loving on it, so.
Oh, well,
may
if
have
they need
another-
You need a shop cat.
if they need a shop cap, I think that'd be good. What do we
Emotional
call it?
support animal.
There you go, yeah. Every once in a while, it jumps up on their desk and they have to pet it. Maybe it'd help price it.
Okay, so going, and I'm sorry, since I wasn't here,
Sure.
I'm asking questions on the minutes. So we did get out of the A1 alarm system, we got it terminated in time.
We have not terminated, he wants to terminate.
He wants to,
Yeah, I mean, if it's not doing any good, we're paying money for nothing, so
so we need to do that.
we need to get that done. Didn't there have, wasn't there a time frame on it where we have to
I
send
think
the
it's by
letter?
the end of the year.
Wasn't he talking to him this week about it, trying to
Yeah.
get terminated?
Okay. And then he's gonna get out of the
Uniform.
uniforms.
My suggestion was just to give the 3
A stipend.
mechanics a stipend,
Yeah,
and let them choose their own.
yep.
They don't need to buy, FR equipment.
I've never, ever heard that. Ever. And then the cleaning of the shop, now that, was that the
So it's from
social
down here.
services?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna terminate that also?
So we are,
Okay.
because it's not as detailed as it. and
Yeah.
If our staff's having to go back over it,
Yep.
it's not making sense.
Oh, look at it. That's cute.
Oh, yeah.
I got a home for it.
It is cute.
I even got a name for it. R&B. Oh, or I should call it Mary. I said that.
All right, I think I'm missing some minutes or something's not right here. Minutes of June 16th. I go from Scott talked to Steve Sudbeck and Bullet Carson about the fence on 234th, Colette
So it did
with
from that.
permit for the cemetery regarding no burial sites.
Yeah, it's long.
Okay, hold on.
You don't have the backside.
No,
Oh, you
it's
said
like-
from that.
Uh-huh.
You can
Mine didn't turn back anything.
You didn't either? Linda's did.
Linda's did. Linda's special.
All right, just pass hers down.
It's funny. It's funny.
I should look at my background. Don't just assume.
So next Monday's agenda. Tuesday, Cooper on there. Because I'm having to tell us. So I think we gotta go.
Tell me what time you need to on the agenda.
Oh, so Aaron can't do the DOT testing. Okay. So you have to have some kind of certification to do that.
He didn't say. He said he couldn't do it.
What about the health department for those? They reached out to me about doing the drug testing, so
That I don't know.
Amy reached out quite a while ago. I sent her an email and asked her if they can do DOT testing or CDL testing.
Yeah, it'd be a DOT drug test, I mean,
Yeah, I'll email.
yeah,
you.
she could do, they could do it there.
All right, oh, and can you send, Todd
Okay.
the resolution?
For sure. Thanks.
He's not until the 28th of July,
Oh, it's in July, it's not in June, okay.
and it's at noon, and then I blocked out the afternoon,
Okay, it's July.
and I think he's pretty much.
Can we get keep them?
Can you come down, please? Thank you. What does she do?
We're gonna talk about the new buildings that have been found on the flyover.
Mark wants to talk about the new buildings that have been found on the flyers. Okay. All right, thanks. Bye.
Sheriff's night out as long as,
Yes, and do any of you want to help like you have in the past? This was asked.
I will help. I'm gonna put it down so I make sure I don't, unless something comes up between now and then, yes.
It's August.
It's a Tuesday night, right?
Yep.
Would have been the primary.
Oh.
But you didn't know about it.
So you think we don't have to? No, just drink
What you get from this in the meeting.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so seeing in the minutes, it would be my recommendation that we do whatever we need to do to have the county clerk put the 4% sales tax on the ballot.
Okay.
So good.
I agree, good, you want full.
I think I probably full motion be,
Move forward with, allowing the public to vote in the fall election to renew 0.04% sales tax that goes to road and bridge or rock.
Second.
it's probably moved and seconded to move ahead with the 4% sales tax as stated by Keith. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
That's this election, right?
No.
November?
It'll be next year. Well,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, for
Okay.
next year.
Gotcha.
But it'll be in this year's election. I'm sorry, yeah,
It'll be on the next year's election. We have to get it approved.
2026.
2026, we have to get it
You
approved
have to do the
now.
whole process.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're just starting the process now.
Gotcha,
We've
gotcha.
got to get the state to
Right,
approve
okay.
it, and then,
That's what I thought. That was
what
it.
time does the sheriff send out?
I think it's usually 5, isn't
5
it?
to 8, I believe.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, how are you? Great. Okay, so as far as the figuring out how we put the properties or the buildings on properties back on the tax rolls. So, I believe that you said we do, what, 1/6 of the county every year, or 1/4 of the county every year?
6 of the county.
Okay, so it's entirely possible that what you flew over or what you're flying over this year is fine, and 6 years from now, you go back and you find a building or 10 buildings or whatever that have been built. I think that from my perspective, if the property owner can submit proof that the building was built, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, if they can submit that, then that would be when I would start putting it back on the tax rolls with the back taxes. If they cannot provide any proof of when the building was built, then it would have to, in my opinion, go back the full 6 years, or we'll say 5 years, to make it easier rather than trying to figure out when.
So you're actually wanting to do the back tax?
I believe so.
All right, so we can only do current plus 2 statutorily,
Okay?
which would be 24, 23, and 22, okay?
Okay?
If that's the way you're wanting to go. I was under the impression that you all just wanted me to send out a letter and doing the penalty of double the permit fee.
I would think that, if it's not on the tax rolls, then why can't we go back
So
and
you
get
wanna
the,
do both?
I believe go back and get the back taxes for it. What do you guys think? I mean, let's discuss this, because this is a big thing. But how, if we don't do that, if we don't, then I think we're gonna have more people just say, heck with it, I'll pay the penalty whenever they catch me. I'll get away with 6 years of not paying.
What's your recommendation? Your department,
I've seen it done once, and that was on a house.
well, they went back to get the property tax, but never on buildings. What do other counties do?
I don't know, I haven't asked them that.
Yeah, I didn't know if it,
Well,
I mean, I-
okay, so we'll just task you with, talking to your surrounding counties and asking them what they do. If they, how many people use Eagle View? In the surrounding counties?
Quite a few, more and more every year, so.
Okay.
I don't have it in my head, like, who
Sure.
uses it, so.
Sure. But if you can find out, like, if Atchison, Brown, Nemaha, Donovan, forget Shawnee, if they use it, fine. And just ask them how they do it when they find something that has not been within their 6 years or 4 years or whatever they do, after they break it up.
Yeah.
That way we got a little bit more information to work for, but like I say, I'm kind of, we have enough trouble generating revenue anyway. And if,
right, and I agree with you that if those who are doing it correctly, by getting the building permit, they're paying their property tax, why wouldn't we, get it?
yeah, I'm not trying to be a hard ass or anything, but it's just, I don't want people to think that they can just skate by and it's not gonna hurt them.
Okay.
So if you can get that information by next meeting, next Monday, we appreciate it.
give me an idea of how much time this is gonna involve figuring all this out?
Well, Kaylee, Justin, and I were working on it, week before last, and we got, 32 added. Justin was able to sort through and all the false positives and all the ones that we have building permits for. We were left with 400 some that we have to get through. So, I mean, the information that you're wanting me to get on the surrounding counties, I can get that done this week. And how their procedure on that.
So if there's 400 left to do, we're talking property tax on each of those buildings. Could be a significant amount of money. Yeah, I'd like to see some additional information on just what are other counties doing and how are they dealing with it. Not that we have to follow that, but it shows some consistency in what other counties are doing. I don't
The
disagree.
only concern with getting it done this year, because the last flyover that we did, it took us 3 years to get through those changes, because that was the initial year. And we had thousands.
But
Just
it shouldn't take that long.
It's gonna take probably more than this year to figure it out. I mean, you have to understand that we're still doing a 17% or a sixth of the county. We fight to get that done by September 1st, so then we can start on the building permits for the rest of the year. Finish the year out with building permits. So what we were typically doing is taking that 17% area and filtering those changes in with the 17%, because we're gonna be out and about.
So, how much time would it take to train somebody to be able to just solely focus on that? I mean, is that fairly simple? It's looking at the computer going, okay, this, I gotta compare it to this. Not a lot of technical training necessarily, or would it
They
require?
have to know the occupancy of that building. I mean, so there is some
But it's,
some data collection training that would have to be done. Yeah, I mean, it's,
here's where I was going with this, is that if they get caught up out at Road and Bridge, could Mary be a floater? Could she come in and work one day a week helping in some fashion, you know, in here versus out there? Again, I'm just thinking through this.
Sure. I mean,
We've talked about
in
using.
my opinion, that's a possibility. You can train, someone to do it, you know, like say it's gonna be.
Fairly familiar with stuff like that. Thoughts? Would
I
that,
can train anybody.
would that be beneficial?
Do you guys have an anticipated deadline for me that you want me to get this done?
I think I
Well,
anticipated.
so I can't give you a deadline because I don't know the process.
Right.
You're the one that knows the process. I don't.
That's why I'm saying if you had some part-time help helping with this, to weed through and identify and stuff. how would that
It would
work?
be a challenge to get it done at the end of the year with a part-time person. If you're anticipating by the end of the year.
I don't think I am. I hear 3 years, and I think, okay, what can we do to help facilitate speeding that up? And we just had a discussion that Mary's, working out there, doing a great job, and working hard, getting things caught up. But once we get to a point where we're caught up out there, do we have enough work to keep her busy all the time? Without creating, and I think they're gonna create some things that she will have, be
I can
tasked with.
keep Mary busy.
And so that's why I'm saying,
You can keep very busy. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
if we had the flexibility of maybe her working here one day a week, or whatever.
2
You
days
know,
or
we,
whatever.
yeah, we'd have to make sure that that's something that she would wanna do.
I think that we would, we'd have to sit down with you, Scott, and Mary, and
For sure.
try to coordinate, you know,
Right,
these days out there are busier than these days, and, you know, so on and so forth, so we can
for sure.
try to, you know, try to help you out, because I know there's no,
And instead of hiring another full-time employee, maybe that would be,
That's true.
this is fine.
I'm game.
That's what I needed to
all
hear.
right, perfect.
That's what I needed to hear. So we'll initiate a conversation
Yeah.
with Scott and see what he thinks and the time, just the time frame. And because they had so much information that got lost due to a software issue, they're still going back, putting information from way back into this software so that they can get up to date.
So how long will that take?
I don't know. I'll get a definitive
Yeah, let's
answer.
get a definitive answer from Scott, how long it's gonna be, and it might even be that, you know, we can start, if it's agreeable to everybody, we can start ordering 1 day a week for training and get going that way.
I mean, most of the people I can train, on the data collection part and occupancies and all of that, without schooling,
Right.
so.
You can give them that training. And again, I think someone who is very familiar with types of information that you're talking about, it wouldn't take them long to pick up on.
She's been around a lot, so.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Did she work in the appraiser's office somewhere?
I don't know.
Zoning? She did zoning.
She did zoning.
So that's
So-
beneficial.
that's beneficial.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
All right, so
What
that's a
about-
good thought.
What about the zoning person? That was in the paper.
Oh,
Planning
for the,
commission?
yeah, for the planning commission, and should have said something to you because I said something, well, this is on Friday. Wasn't it?
no, it was last week,
Yeah.
Monday's meeting.
No, I wasn't here for Monday's meeting, so it was on Friday at the work session, I said something about, maybe we ought to, that I had a recommendation. So,
Yeah.
but I had a recommendation from a planning board member to not put anybody on right now because going through the regulations, going through the solar regulations we're going through right now, trying to get the other two up to speed and, or the other ones we put on up to speed, it was like going back and starting all over.
Yes.
So their recommendation was not to fill that spot until after the zoning regulations are met. What are your thoughts on that?
And we're just having a vacant.
Yeah, so we just have a vacancy until that's done. Because like I said, apparently it's just like pulling teeth, you know, to get going again and get things back on track.
We want to put the ad in the paper.
Yeah, no.
So I'll take those
And
applications.
that's fine, just take the applications
Yeah.
and we'll just put them in a file.
Yeah.
I know, if they bring the applications in person, just tell them, we're gonna hold off filling this until after the solar regulations are complete.
Okay.
Sound good to you?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. Anything else for Kate?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, thank you,
Do you want the
appreciate it.
whole northeast Kansas area on the Eagle View, who uses Eagle View and what their procedures are?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of, well, go out as far as you want, as far as you think, as far as you go, countywide, yeah, so northeast Kansas.
Whoever will
who uses-
return calls and all
Yeah.
that, so.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Kate.
Yep.
Okay, Okay, can I interrupt you just a minute? You're gonna need district court. Let me get you up to the right office, okay? You're welcome.
Long as.
Say, tell the whole story before you can stop.
All right. Is everybody read the budget work session of June 18th?
Yeah, and move to approve the minutes from that.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the budget work session from June 18th, 2025. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Minutes for the budget work session from June 13th, 2025. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to approve the budget work session June 13th, 2025. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Mr. Vice Chairman, I will let you ask for a motion to approve the minutes from June 16th, 2025.
Entertain a motion to approve the minutes from June 16, 2025.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
I will abstain since I was not here. That's it.
Can you go back on real estate? Can you go back on real estate? It's personal property. It's the 3 years current plus 2.
I wouldn't know why you couldn't go back on property, buildings.
I've never known that
Yeah, I don't think
we've never done real estate that you go back.
You've never done it, yeah. I don't think that, personally, I think that's something that needs to be looked at like that. How, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I just wonder if there's, because there's actually a statute out there for personal property, but it's current plus 2. We do that all the time.
you would try to call Superintendent Jackson Heights right now. Visit with him. I'll step out and call him.
Sure. stretch that budget out a little bit, 'cause it's approaching. Stuff's got it listed at 425,000. Last year, the actual was 401, so we're pushing out $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Maybe what we do is spend a little more money, some of that money, doing a better job patching. Some of those blowouts, I just see. And Chad's thoughts on that. I know he's purchasing stuff, but he also, I mean, he got common sense. What's he doing at Soldier? And, doesn't have to be done every 3 years on rotation. Can be extended out a year. You might ask him to see what he thinks. I think he will.
Yeah, wise to compromise.
Yeah, there's a outfit, Topeka, he's a guy who works, got a dump truck and he hauls, crushed concrete,
Oh, yeah.
$8 cheaper. And so, I won't, and he'll bring it home for $175. He'll bring it home, dump it for that one, and let me spread it. And that's the recycled concrete that I was talking about.
Oh, yeah,
That stuff works like iron.
yeah.
Um,
All right, Mr. Howard said, he started off by saying he really didn't think it was necessary, that he didn't really want it, and so on and so forth. And I said, by statute, you have to do it. So I said, we're trying to gather information from the superintendent right now, whether they think it's beneficial, whether it's not, whether they don't like it, whatever, so we can either opt in or opt out. So right now, it's statutorily, they have to do it. Oh, well, if they have to do that, I guess, then, yeah, they can do it. So it doesn't make any difference to me one way or another, so.
So, several years ago, this teacher was retired now, worked in that building, and there were mold issues that weren't being addressed, and that's why he quit and went to another school district. And before I commissioner, he was just telling me, he felt like it created an unsafe environment for him as a teacher because of the mold in some classrooms that he was in. I wonder if there's some issues that
I don't
he's
know.
not wanting to bring them to light.
Yep, entirely possible. So, you gotta reach out to Trevor sometime, talk to him. Okay.
I'll talk to Eric at noon, and they actually have 4 days tonight, so.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll get that handled. So we'll table the resolution again until next week.
Okay.
I think we'd already tabled it when we talked to Scott, or talked to Todd. We'll double table it. And then, so Kate's gonna get us more information. Okay, so as far as you tabled the cleaning of the shop, as far as I'm concerned, yes, just do it. Go ahead and get our guys, our ladies and gentlemen to clean out there. Labor max, yep. And then we need to make sure that he is on time terminating with the A1 alarm system, because I think that's why we still have it this year.
Yeah.
then we'll table the new building discussion again on the flyers until we get some more information on that.
Here's your latest.
Oh, thank you. I was just looking.
And
Oh, that's,
this is what we did in general. Just suggestions.
does, let me ask a question, does anybody have any further business for this meeting?
I do not. I'm just going over budget.
Well, that's not, might as well just go into work session then rather. Kristen, do you have any further business for this meeting? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the
So moved.
Monday meeting.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting for Monday, June 23rd. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I'll now open the work session.